Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we'll be solving a program which displays the largest of two entered number by the user. So import java.util.scanner. We have the scanner class which prompts the user to enter a value, which will in turn be accepted by the program and the compiler. And it is part of the util subpackage, which in turn is the part of a Java main package. And import is the keyword which is used to import packages. And then we move on to the class initialization, class larger or public class larger. So the main class name, and then bracket which starts a new block of code, public static void main. This is basically main method initialization, and then we have variable initialization, int largest, it is of data type int. Then we have semicolon. Scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. System.in is used to accept input from the user through his keyboard, and input is the variable which stores the reference address of the object scanner. So a separate object in the memory of the computer is allocated to this object, and whatever is inside of the memory allocation or whatever is inside of the box, you could say that if this is a total memory box of the computer, so there's a small part of it which is dedicated, there's a small part of it which is dedicated to this program, and the reference address to that location in the memory is stored inside input. It is stored inside input. The location to that is stored inside the input, and whatever we have to enter inside of that, will be done when the user enters the value in the terminal window. So say for example, enter the first number, we enter 2. So 2 will be stored inside the memory allocated over here. It is basically a box, smaller box inside a larger box. So this will be a smaller box inside a larger box, and 2 will be stored inside this box. Let's move on. We have system.out.println. We have the SOP package, which prints the output on the terminal window. Enter first number inside double asterisk. So this will be printed on the terminal window as it is. We have int num1 is equal to input.nextInt. So nextInt method is used to read the input as an integer data type. System.out.println or SOV package, enter the second number will be printed on the terminal window as it is, int num2. So num2 is of data type int is equal to input.nextInt. So whatever value is being stored inside the box input will be read as an integer data type. Largest is equal to get largest num1 and num2. So in the arguments we have two variables, variable 1 and variable 2. Now, get largest is basically a method that we have initialized later. So static int get largest int a comma int b. Okay, so in this case we have used int, we haven't used void, so that means that there is a return value. Now in this case, if a is greater than b, return a or else return b. So this is basically if a is greater than b, bracket return a, else return b. You don't need to write else because in this case it is assumed that else is return b is part of the else conditional factor. So this is a method unto itself, and we have to call that in the main class. Okay, we have to call that inside the main class. So largest is equal to get largest num1 and num2. So in the arguments we have given int a and int b. We have given int a and int b. So there are basically two components over here. Component 1 and component 2. So later on, in the same method, get largest, we have to enter two numbers of the same argument size, num1 and num2. Now num1 will basically be the value that is entered by the user, and num2 will also be the another value or the same value entered by the user. In this case, let's assume num1 to be 2 and num2 to be, let's say, 5. So in this case, num1 will be 2, num2 will be 5. Now when this is 2 and when this is 5, 2 will be transferred to variable a, and it will be a is equal to 2. Okay, and num2 is in place of int b in the method get largest. So the variable num2 and its value, which is 5, will be transferred to variable b. So variable b will be equal to 5, and both these variable values are of int data type. Both these variable are int data type. Okay, now this is 2, this is 5. If A is greater than B, so that means if A is greater than B, if 2 is greater than 5, return A, else return B. Now we know that 2 is not greater than 5, so the answer will be B. B will be returned. So let's clear this. System.out.println, B's value will be printed. Largest of num1. So num1 would be 2 and num2, that is 5, is largest. So the result on the terminal window will be something like this. Largest of num1. Num1 as itself won't be printed because it isn't in double asterisk. So its value, the value that is contained inside the variable. So this is the variable, and the value that is contained inside num1 is 2. So 2 will be printed and num2. So the value inside num2 is 5. Is largest. Now what is the value that is stored inside this variable? Now when we said that return B, so the answer to get largest, num1 and num2 will be B. So num2 will be the answer. Largest is equal to num2 and the value inside num2 is 5. So largest will be 5. So 5 is largest. So largest of 2 and 5 is 5. So this would be a final output. Now let's look at the compiler and let's see the results. Okay, so let's start. Java C, class name largest.java. Okay, in this case, largest.java usage. Okay, so this class is wrong. The class name is wrong. It should be Java C larger. Let's try larger. Okay, this is correct, and there are no errors in the program. If there are any errors in the program, so after you type this sentence Java C larger, Java C class name .java with the .java extension. After it, if you don't have any error, so it will prompt you to enter the next line. If there is any error, it will show you. So in case we do not have any error, so Java larger, and you don't have to add the .java extension again. Enter the first number 2. Enter the second number 5. Largest of 2 and 5 is 5. As I said before, on the terminal window, largest of num1, that is 2, and 5. Num2 is 5, is larger. Now, in the earlier program, we had learned that larger contains num2, because in the method, I'll show you in the method. I'll share the screen. So in the get largest method, the value of num1, was transferred to A, variable A, and the value of num2 was transferred to B. So A was 2, B was 5. If A is greater than B or 2 is greater than 5, so A will be returned, else B. Now B will be returned. B is 5. So in this line, get largest num1 and num2. Num2 will be the largest number. Now what is num2? Num2 is 5. So largest is equal to 5, semicolon. The value of largest variable will be 5. So therefore, largest of 2 and 5 is 5. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned and enjoyed this video. This video will be uploaded on IsEqualTo Klasses Shivang. So be sure to check this video as well as other videos covering various subjects such as computer, history, geography, chemistry, etc. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.